The anime begins with a monster named Vaccine Man causing havoc in a city and about to kill a young woman when a bald hero named Saitama intervenes and kills him with a single punch. Saitama recalls the events 3 years earlier that led him to become a hero. After saving a boy with a split chin from Crabland, Saitama decided to become a hero but became too powerful for his own satisfaction. After defeating the Brain and Muscle brothers, one of whom is a mutant giant, Saitama has a dream about an underground race invading the Earth's surface and actually providing him with a challenge, reigniting a passion for battle that he had been losing for years. However, when Saitama wakes up, he discovers that the true underground race is extremely weak. He kills their leader, and the rest immediately retreats. A cyborg named Genos tracks a mutant named Mosquito Girl, whose swarm of mosquitoes drains the blood of everyone they encounter in the city. Genos struggles with Mosquito Girl, who almost forces him to activate his self-destruct as a last resort to stop her. Saitama then stumbles into the fight, easily killing Mosquito Girl. Before we continue with the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to help us keep bringing more summaries like this. Now, let's get to the video. Genos tells Saitama how a crazy cyborg destroyed his hometown and killed his family. Despite Genos' extremely boring explanation of his past, Saitama agrees to make Genos his apprentice. Shortly after, Mosquito Girl's mutant companions from the House of Evolution try to capture Saitama, with only Armored Gorilla surviving, agreeing to answer the hero's questions. Armored Gorilla tells the story of Dr. Genus, the founding leader of the House of Evolution, who wants to study Saitama's power to replicate it. Saitama and Genos arrive at the House of Evolution's base, forcing Genus to release his strongest creation, the unstable Carnage Kabuto. After Kabuto effortlessly defeats Genos, Saitama is eager to fight him, but Kabuto cowers upon sensing Saitama's limitless power. Saitama finally explains the secret of his strength, a simple exercise routine, to the amazement of Genos and Genus. This enrages Kabuto, who transforms into his berserk form only to be killed when Saitama realizes he missed a big sale at a supermarket. Saitama and Genos rush to the sale while Dr. Genus abandons his research. The stubborn criminal Hammerhead forms the terrorist cell Paradisers to demand free goods for the unemployed, targeting local business tycoon Zenairu using stolen enhancement suits. While they easily defeat the cyclist hero Mumen Rider, Hammerhead's men are eliminated by Zenairu's hired ninja, Sonic. Hammerhead flees after surviving a kunai stab to the back of the head, only to encounter Saitama, who clarifies his lack of association with the Paradisers despite their shared baldness. Saitama easily defeats Hammerhead by destroying his suit but leaves him alive and escapes. Sonic, thinking Saitama was one of the Paradisers, attacks him but is defeated after the ninja accidentally plants his groin on Saitama's fist. The ninja trembles in agony and retreats, but not before declaring Saitama his eternal rival. That night, while Hammerhead turns a new leaf after the owners of the stolen suits nearly kill him, Saitama laments his lack of recognition as a hero before Genos suggests they join the Hero Association. Saitama and Genos pass an exam for the Hero Association, with Genos being ranked in Class S while Saitama ends up in Class C, breaking all records in the physical part of the exam but performing very poorly in the non-physical sections. They then attend an orientation seminar conducted by Snakebite Snek, who gets annoyed because Saitama doesn't pay attention to him. Snek tries to humiliate Saitama, but is humiliated when Saitama easily defeats him. Having received new upgrades, Genos asks Saitama to fight him seriously. Saitama amuses him, but when he gets serious, he completely overwhelms Genos before interrupting his final blow and calmly asking him to go eat something with him. Class A hero My Mask meets Genos to deliver a welcome gift and a warning to take his responsibilities seriously. Genos moves into Saitama's house, much to the latter's dismay. Saitama tries to come up with ideas to guide Genos, then rushes to find a villain upon discovering that Class C heroes are removed from the registry after a week of inactivity. Sonic demands to settle their supposed rivalry, but Saitama refuses. Tank Top Tiger reprimands Saitama for his antics and tries to steal the credit when Sonic attacks him for interfering in his rivalry with Saitama. Sonic then starts causing havoc to force Saitama to fight him. Saitama realizes and quickly knocks him out with a tap on the back. Later that day, rumors of a monster lurking in the desolate city Z reach the Hero Association. They send Class A heroes Golden Ball and Spring Mustachio to investigate before they are defeated by the monster Konbu Infinity. While he is considered the rumored monster, Konbu Infinity was actually attracted to City Z by the rumor as well, but Saitama kills the monster and uses its remains to make Konbu soup. Sometime later, Genos informs Saitama that he is in 6th place in popularity, despite being in 17th place in Class S. Irritating Saitama, scientists and astronomers are busy studying the flight pattern of a meteorite that suddenly changed its trajectory towards City Z, with all Class S heroes being mobilized to intercept the meteorite. Only Genos arrives at the scene, followed by an elderly Class S hero named Bang. He tells Genos that the meteorite evacuation protocols have started and that he should leave. Bang cannot leave the city due to personal reasons, but before he can formally introduce himself, Genos departs, finding it too late to evacuate. Another Class S hero, Metal Knight, appears to test a weapon against the meteorite, uninterested in working with Genos. When Metal Knight fails, Genos uses his own prototype weapon on the meteorite, which also fails despite showing much better performance. Saitama appears and destroys the meteorite, which fragments into several meteorites and still damages the city, although without causing casualties. The next day, Saitama finds out that his ranking has jumped from 342nd to 5th and sets out to find more crises to deal with. Tank Top Tiger appears and claims that Saitama stole the credit. He calls his brother Tank Top Black Hole, who mobilizes a crowd against Saitama, blaming him for the city's destruction. The brothers attack Saitama, and he defeats them quickly. Saitama then turns to the crowd, which was shouting for his resignation, and silences them, clarifying that he doesn't need to be appreciated for his work, impressing a watching Genos. In the end credits, unseen citizens discuss Saitama's victory over the meteorite, while a myriad of sinister creatures seems to be gathering under the sea. The Sea Folk tribe openly declares war on humanity. Saitama easily kills an octopus-like monster on his way home. Mumen Rider arrives late at the scene and only sees the creature's destroyed body. Hearing the crowd talk about Saitama, Mumen searches for information about Saitama on the internet and discovers that he is powerful, but opinions about him are divided. On the coast, several large monsters from the Sea Folk emerge from the sea, threatening City J. Class A hero Stinger challenges them with his powerful bamboo shoot. Meanwhile, Saitama watches a news report about Stinger's battle against the Sea Folk. Stinger defeats the last 4 Sea Folk, but is then defeated by the Sea King, the leader of the Sea Folk. Saitama, Genos, and Mumen Rider set out to confront the threat. Genos separates from Saitama to investigate ahead. Several other heroes confront the Deep Sea King unsuccessfully, including Lightning Max, Pori Pori Prisoner, and Sonic. Sonic fights the Sea King to a standstill, but when it starts raining, Sea King unleashes his true form, and Sonic is forced to retreat. Meanwhile, Saitama and Mumen Rider encounter each other on the way to the fight, but Saitama gets distracted by seeing Sonic running naked. Mumen receives a call from the Hero Association headquarters and goes to confront the Sea King, who has invaded an emergency shelter and is defeating the heroes there, including All Backman, Bun Bunman, Jet Nice Guy, and Snek. Saitama returns and finds a discarded cell phone. Then we see Saitama getting serious as he tells the Hero Association that he is on his way. Genos initiates the battle and seemingly dominates the Deep Sea King until the monster tears off one of his arms. He tells the civilians to flee before being severely damaged while protecting a child from a ball of acid spat by the Deep Sea King before Mumen Rider appears. Despite his determination and the civilians applauding him, Mumen Rider is brutally beaten until he is saved by Saitama, who arrives at that moment. After exchanging a few words with the Deep Sea King, Saitama defeats him with a single punch, stopping the rain in the process and earning the praise of the civilians. However, when one of the civilians starts speaking ill of the other heroes, Saitama downplays his victory to restore the people's faith in the other heroes at the expense of his own public image. Sometime later, he and Genos receive fan mail, with Saitama receiving only one hate email but also a thank you letter, along with a notification from the Hero Association that his conduct has promoted him to 101st place, Class B. On the way home, Saitama meets Mumen Rider at a roadside Odin shop. Mumen Rider reveals that he sent the thank you letter and pays for Saitama's dinner. In the end credits, a fortune teller named Madame Shibabawa warns a Hero Association officer that the Earth is doomed. The ancient king of the Terror Lizard clan appears, but is easily destroyed destroyed by Tatsumaki. At Bang's dojo, Bang tells Saitama and Genos about how his former best student, Garou, went mad and defeated all his other top students. Suddenly, a member of the Hero Association appears and informs the heroes that an emergency has been declared and all Class S heroes have been summoned to a meeting. At the association, Saitama meets Atomic Samurai, an arrogant Class S hero, and the other Class S heroes, Pori Pori Prisoner, Metal Bat, Tank Top Master, Flashy Flash, Watchdog Man, Super Alloy Dark Shine, Pig God, Drive Knight, Zombie Man, King, Child Emperor, except Metal Knight and Blast, who are absent. Sitch, an association team member, starts the meeting by informing the heroes that the emergency promises extreme danger. The Great Seer, Madame Shibabawa, died while convulsing and choking on a cough drop while predicting the future. Sitch mentions that Shibabawa's predictions have always been 100% accurate. She left a note saying the Earth is in trouble, eliciting a shocked and disbelieving reaction among the heroes. He warns the heroes to prepare for a fight in the next 6 months. Just as he says this, the headquarters is attacked by the Skyfolk led by Sky King, who are quickly killed by Melzalgald, a member of a group of alien mercenaries called Dark Matter Thieves. The Dark Matter Thieves spaceship destroys City A, causing great casualties as their invasion begins. Just as Melzargard is about to kill some civilians, Ian, a student of Atomic Samurai, fights him. Saitama finds the alien spaceship and advances towards it. Meanwhile, Melzargard proves too strong for Ian, who loses his left arm before being saved by Atomic Samurai. Metal Bat, Bang, and Pori Pori Prisoner arrive to support Atomic Samurai. Elsewhere, the other Class S heroes discuss how to take down the spaceship. Genos observes that Saitama has already entered the spaceship and killed a large number of aliens. Saitama encounters and instantly kills Goriba, an apparently powerful alien. As Saitama continues to search the spaceship for its leader, Boros is seen on his throne. Jerry-Yugenshub complains about Goriba's defeat, as they are the only elite fighters still alive. He also informs Boros that the ship is severely damaged by the human intruder, but Lord Boros tells him not to fear. Meanwhile, Pori Pori Prisoner's efforts are in vain as Melzargard simply regenerates and sends one of his heads to contact the ship. When the head tries to fly away, Metal Bat crushes it. Atomic Samurai, Pori Pori Prisoner, and Bang team up and attack Melzargard together. Melzargard and Jerry-Yugenshub speak telepathically, and the former calls for a cleanup bombardment. While Melzargard is distracted, Metal Bat finds a sphere inside one of Melzargard's heads and crushes it, destroying the head. Jerry-Yugenshub tries to direct Saitama out of the ship, but Saitama tricks him and heads for the control room. He encounters Jerry-Yugenshub, who displays incredible telepathic powers. Saitama casually throws a rock at Jerry-Yugenshub, killing him. After destroying more heads using Metal Bat's method, a bombardment of shells begins. Tatsumaki stops the missiles in midair and fires them back at the ship with full force. Mumen Rider helps a victim, and Stinger and Lightning Max show up to help as well. Bang finds another sphere and crushes it. Furious, Melzargard pounds the concrete along with Bang, who takes a direct hit. He sticks to a building, unconscious. With only one head remaining, Melzargard threatens Atomic Samurai, who retaliates angrily with his final technique. Saitama encounters Boros, who recognizes him as the strongest warrior on Earth and explains that he came to Earth because of a prophecy to find his ideal opponent. Saitama punches Boros, but his attack only destroys the alien's armor, which was designed to suppress all his power. Boros begins to fight Saitama, and their battle heavily damages the spaceship. As Boros intensifies his attacks, he kicks Saitama to the moon. Meanwhile, Mumen Rider, Stinger, and Lightning Max rescue the last survivors of City A. Tank Top Master throws a piece of rubble at the ship, which Tatsumaki replicates with dozens of pieces. Bang recovers and destroys the last sphere, killing Melzargard. Saitama returns from the moon, causing the ship to crash to the ground. Reaching his limit, Boros uses an energy attack capable of destroying a planet. Saitama performs a serious punch that overwhelms Boros. While Saitama emerges victorious, Boros admits that he didn't even come close to Saitama's strength, and he dies. After the fight, Drive Knight warns Genos that Metal Knight is his enemy. A My Mask appears and blames the Class S heroes for the destruction of City A. Metal Knight arrives, wanting to salvage parts of the ship. Meanwhile, Super Alloy Darkshine discovers alien survivors whom a My Mask promptly executes. Saitama emerges from the ship, resulting in Tornado verbally insulting him, believing that Saitama stole her fight. Genos tells her to shut up while calling her a brat, which prompts her to hurl him against a nearby rock, and she threatens to kill Saitama, but Bang stops her and reprimands her for her actions. The parts that Metal Knight saves from the ship are used to rebuild the Hero Association headquarters on the remains of City A. Both Class A and Class S heroes are invited to reside there. In the end credits, Saitama destroys Pluton, king of the underworld, with a single punch. Much to his irritation, Saitama and Genos are returning from the supermarket when they encounter King, Class S hero, rank 7. King is actually not the strongest man alive, but a regular otaku who happened to be at the scene where monsters were defeated and received credit for it. He is being pursued by an enemy, but Saitama rescues him. King realizes that Saitama had saved him in the past after saving him from being attacked once again. Later, Saitama plays video games with King while Genos receives upgrades to his equipment from G4 after defeating the robot. The president of the Hero Association announces that they will be hiring villains. Speedo Sound Sonic leaves the meeting upon finding out that Saitama was not present. A man named Garou interrupts the meeting. During the meeting, Garou insults both heroes and villains, declaring himself to be on the side of monsters. He beats everyone except Sich. Meanwhile, Saitama is at home playing video games on the PSP he borrowed from King. Genos is doing chores when Speedo Sound Sonic appears looking for Saitama. While Genos and Sonic fight elsewhere, Fubuki, as Blizzard Infernal, tries to recruit Saitama to her faction. He refuses, and she orders her subordinates to attack him, but Saitama easily defeats them. Fubuki tries to attack Saitama with psychic powers, but he is unaffected. He criticizes her for surrounding herself with weak subordinates and warns her about the possibility of facing a stronger villain. Saitama proclaims that factions are pointless and advises her to never insult heroes again. Fubuki ignores the warning and tries to attack him again, but Saitama saves her from an imminent explosion caused by Sonic and Genos. The three-way fight ends in a stalemate. Fubuki reveals herself to be Tatsumaki's sister, Class S hero, rank 2, and explains that she gathered followers because she felt weak compared to her. She tries to convince Saitama to join her faction again, but he refuses. The Hero Association gives Saitama the hero name Caped Baldy for his appearance, while Genos is called Demon Cyborg. In the final scene, Garou defeats Tank Top Vegetarian in an alleyway. At the beginning of the episode, Silver Fang kicks out his disciple Shiranko from the dojo after a fight. Shiranko seeks out Saitama and Genos to understand the situation and learns that Bang, the master, expelled him to protect him from Garou, a dangerous former student. In another scene, Garou faces off against Mumen Rider, but Tank Top Master intervenes. Garou defeats Tank Top Vegetarian and Tank Top Master, but Mumen Rider steps in between them to prevent further violence. Garou uses Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, a fighting style of Bang's, to win the fight. The next day, Saitama visits Mumen Rider in the hospital and hears about Garou's martial arts. Meanwhile, Garou plans to defeat Golden Ball, a Class A hero. Curious about martial arts, Saitama receives a ticket to a tournament and is warned about impersonators. After an encounter with Garou, Saitama accidentally knocks Garou out. In a post-credits scene, Genos decides to help Saitama grow hair, much to Saitama's annoyance. It is revealed that, when young, Garou rooted for the villains due to the hero's excessive popularity. He thought it was unfair that monsters, seen as weirdos, always lost. Determined to change this, Garou decides to become the strongest monster. After waking up with no memory of his defeat to Saitama, Garou meets Terio and plans to find Watchdog Man and Metal Bat. Meanwhile, Saitama enters a fighting tournament where he meets Sour Face, Bang's former disciple, who reveals the tournament's rules and history. Elsewhere, the Hero Association prepares to protect its officials, and Metal Bat faces several monsters to protect Narinki and Wagama. In the middle of the battle, Garou and Metal Bat briefly face off. In a post-credits scene, Suerio asks for help to find the fighting tournament. Metal Knight tries to defeat the Elder Centipede but fails. Garou defeats Metal Bat, admitting that he would have lost if Metal Bat had hit him once. When Metal Bat almost kills Garou, Zenko stops him. Garou gives up and goes after Watchdog Man. Metal Bat tries to fight the Elder Centipede again, but faints due to injuries from the battles. Two Class C heroes are defeated by monsters, who capture Wagama. Phoenix Man and Sludge Jellyfish try to recruit Garou, but he refuses. Bang and Bomb search for Garou, and Bang kills a monster. Several monsters attack heroes, worrying the Hero Association. Fubuki prevents Dues from controlling Dynamite Man. At the fighting tournament, Saitama meets various fighters, including Suerio, who wanted to fight Garou. After Lightning Max defeats Ring Ring, Zakos reveals that fighters are paired by appearance. Saitama easily defeats Zakos. Suiryu notices Saitama's strength and wants to face him in the final. Lightning Max loses to Suiryu, and Genos receives an alert about many monsters near the tournament. Snakebite Snek defeats Benpatsu, and the announcers plan to evacuate the audience due to the monsters, but Bakusen convinces them not to. Sourface defeats Jakumen and excitedly tells Saitama, who is in the bathroom. Saitama faces Bakusen, who describes how to destroy him, but Saitama knocks him out with a punch when he tries to remove his wig, impressing Suiryu. Genos kills all the monsters except for Awakened Cockroach, who escapes. Dues controls Fubuki's henchmen, but Fubuki repels them. Tatsumaki arrives to confront Dues, who flees. Suiryu defeats Snek, reflecting on the strength of true heroes. Garou sees Watchdog Man. Saitama is still in the bathroom, and Gaketsu defeats Genos. Monsters attack a My Mask's concert and a hospital where Mumen Rider and Tank Top Master are. Nyan looks for Pori Pori Prisoner, who has fled to fight the monsters, and Joro and Orochi capture Metal Knight. Child Emperor uses his robot Underdog Man number 22 to analyze Eyesight's poisons for a cure, but she hardens her skin, surviving the robot's explosion. Pig God devours her and goes after other monsters. Garou tries to confront Watchdog Man, but is stopped by a monster. Drive Knight interrogates a captured monster. Death Gatling gathers heroes to face 100 Eyes Octopus, but Flashy Flash defeats it quickly. Tatsumaki arrives and easily kills 100 Eyes Octopus, criticizing Flashy Flash before leaving. A My Mask kills monsters at his concert, and Mumen Rider and Tank Top Master fight monsters at the hospital. Atomic Samurai discovers Harajirai's betrayal and kills him, planning to attack the Monster Association. At the Super Fight Tournament, Saitama defeats Sourface and Chose and faces Suiryu in the final. Suiryu tries to convince Saitama not to be a hero, but Saitama, after a fight, easily defeats him, showing that martial arts are just for show. Suiryu, in shock, attacks Saitama again but is defeated. Genos wakes up and a monster heads towards the tournament. Suiryu receives his trophy after Saitama's disqualification, but they are interrupted by the arrival of Goketsu and his monsters, who attack Lightning Max and Snek. Goketsu was a human martial arts champion, turned into a monster after accepting a monster cell from Orochi and Joro. He distributes cells to martial artists, turning them into monsters. Suiryu defeats Chose and the monsters, challenging Gaketsu. Bakusen, Suiryu's rival, consumes 3 monster cells to avoid temptation, then faints. Lightning Max and Snek save Suiryu from the monster crows. Bakusen, already transformed into a monster, attacks Suiryu. Meanwhile, Mumen Rider and Tank Top Master defend the hospital where Shirenko is. Goketsu warns Bakusen about other more powerful monsters and receives orders from Joro to retreat. Suiryu asks for help, and Saitama arrives in time to save Lightning Max and Snek before facing Bakusen. Bakusen recognizes Saitama as the one who defeated him, but Saitama kills him with a punch. Saitama formally introduces himself to Suiryu as a hero and explains that he entered the martial arts tournament to find the hero hunter and experience martial arts. Saitama plans to leave, but Suiryu begs him not to go because Gaketsu is outside, but Saitama ignores him. Suiryu hears blows and collisions, thinking Saitama has been killed when Gaketsu's decapitated head falls in front of him. Saitama returns and asks Suiryu not to tell anyone what happened, and Suiryu asks if he could become a hero. Saitama agrees, saying that a nobody like him can become a hero, but when Suiryu asks to be Saitama's disciple, Saitama refuses. Pori Pori Prisoner manages to defeat a demon-level monster called Free Hugger by hugging it so tightly that it explodes. Pori Pori Prisoner receives a call informing him that his cellmates have been captured by monsters. While walking after talking to Class C's water gun, Saitama has an existential crisis, reflecting that his experience with martial arts and the Hero Association has still left him bored. King finds Saitama and tries to explain that Saitama was so focused on being the strongest hero that he lost track of himself and should aim to be the best hero. Saitama declines, saying it sounds boring, but when he gives up, King offers to play against Saitama using only 2 fingers, reigniting Saitama's motivation. Garou is defeated by Watchdog Man due to Watchdog Man's unpredictable fighting style, but is filled with adrenaline about what he can learn. Garou sees King and is about to attack him when Saitama kicks Garou into a concrete wall. Saitama mentions that there are reports of a hero hunter and can't wait to find him. Genos is taken for repairs with Dr. Casino, and Sonic is training when he is attacked by two very powerful ninjas named Gale Wind and Hellfire Flame, who offer Sonic monster cells to become stronger. Sonic plans to eat the monster cells, but as he cooks them, he doesn't undergo transformation and instead has diarrhea. Zombie Man, Class S hero, rank 8, sees Martial Gorilla and is about to follow him when Armored Gorilla encounters Martial Gorilla. Armored Gorilla knocks Martial Gorilla unconscious, and Zombie Man decides to follow Armored Gorilla. Bang and Bomb talk about Garou, and a monster infiltrates a Hero Association member to deliver a message. Saitama loses multiple times to King in a video game. During a break, Saitama notices King's phone, in which King explains that the phone is used to call in hero emergencies. Joro and Destrochlordum control a Hero Association executive, in which they negotiate for a future where monsters and humans coexist. Destrochlordum then kills an executive, revealing they were lying and instead expose their true plan to the Hero Association for heroes to gather and face the entire Monster Association in a total battle before the vessel controlled by Joro explodes. Destrochlordum grabs his guns to attack the remaining executives, but Superalloy Darkshine arrives and kills Destrochlordum after he fails to control him. Jaro and Monster King Orochi hold a meeting for monsters to fight heroes when Orochi notices Awakened Cockroach and devours him due to Awakened Cockroach having lost to Genos previously. Dues is spared by Orochi when Joro observes that she has special abilities. Orochi asks Joro where Gaketsu is, but Joro finds out that Gaketsu was killed. Leaks that the Monster Association will wage war with the Hero Association reach the public, and the monsters plan to kill humans and join the association, but they are all killed by Saitama, who is late for garbage duty. Garou wakes up from Saitama's kick and sees Class A hero, Death Gatling, but is too tired and goes to a cabin to rest, with Death Gatling noticing him. Terrio and his friends find someone in their cabin and force Terrio to get rid of that person. Garou and Terrio meet again, and Garou tells Terrio that if he doesn't want anyone to intimidate him, he must get stronger. Genos receives upgrades from Dr. Casino to better deal with villains. Death Gatling arrives with his team to confront Garou. Garou notices the team and briefly looks at Terrio's almanac before facing the heroes, proclaiming loudly that after defeating them, he will have defeated 100 heroes. Garou advances on the heroes but is repelled and kept unstable by the barrage of attacks, taking 2 poison arrows in the back. Noticing their teamwork, Garou targets Glasses, the presumed weakest link, only to find that Glasses is ready and able to fight as well. The heroes give the weakened Garou one last chance to surrender. Death Gatling explains his reason for defeating Garou: to gain respect from the Hero Association, which only cares about Class S heroes and ignores the rest of the hardworking heroes, despite the efforts of lower-class heroes in their work. Garou defeats Chain Toad, Shooter, Gun, and Wildhorn. Death Gatling begins shooting at Garou, but Garou approaches Glasses. Glasses remembers how he was despised in Fubuki's group when he was saved by Saitama in the past. Saitama tells Glasses that instead of dwelling on his failures, he should move forward. Garou quickly defeats Glasses and Stinger, leaving Death Gatling as the only one standing. Garou tries to tell Death Gatling that there is a child in the cabin. However, Death Gatling does not believe Garou and uses his final move, Death Shower. Garou redirects all the bullets by himself, saving Terrio. Garou defeats Death Gatling after insulting his pride, and Terrio runs away after seeing the defeated heroes. Garou tries to find a place with water, but Genos arrives thanks to Glass's signal. King narrowly defeats Saitama in a video game match, leaving Saitama stressed. King's phone vibrates, indicating that Genos is at the location where the signal is located. Remembering that Genos is always destroyed, Saitama and King begin to head to the location. Garou and Genos start to fight, with Genos pinning Garou to a tree with his robotic hand. Genos almost kills Garou, but Garou manages to escape and proclaims himself as the monster that no one can defeat. Genos contradicts this claim, saying that Saitama will always defeat any monsters because he is strong, leading Garou to ask who Saitama is. Suddenly, a group of monsters ambushes Genos, but Genos quickly kills them, stating that he learns from his mistakes and will be stronger. Genos is about to shoot Garou once again, but Bang kicks Garou in the head. Bomb arrives with Bang and kills more monsters, asking Genos to leave Garou to Bang. As Bang and Garou prepare to fight, Bang remembers the first time he met Garou. Silver Fang and Bomb begin to mercilessly beat Garou. Garou remembers when he was a lonely young man and had a popular classmate named Tachan. It is revealed that the reason Garou hates heroes and wants to be a villain is because he believes that people only want to be heroes to beat up on weaklings, as shown when Tachan joins others to attack Garou simply because he is a monster. Garou repels Fang and Bomb, and Phoenix Man arrives and saves Garou. Genos is about to kill Garou and Phoenix Man, but Phoenix Man calls Elder Centipede to help. Fang and Bomb briefly injure Elder Centipede, but Elder Centipede repels them and sheds its damaged armor. Genos plans to distract Elder Centipede to give Fang and Bomb a chance to take the defeated Class A heroes to safety. Genos briefly injures Elder Centipede, but Elder Centipede quickly regenerates and repels him. Genos starts to become disillusioned, feeling useless for not being able to defeat the dragon-level monster. Fang plans to face Elder Centipede alone when King arrives with a megaphone challenging Elder Centipede. The Hero Association gave King brief information about Elder Centipede, and King lies that Blast has arrived, provoking Elder Centipede to fight him. Before Elder Centipede could kill King, Saitama arrives and kills it with a serious punch. Saitama and Genos find themselves among the debris, and Genos asks Saitama what he lacks. Saitama simply responds, power, which Genos observes, much to King's despair. Genos then looks forward to the future, believing that he will now be stronger. The season ends with Saitama asking the remaining heroes if they want to go to his apartment. In the post-credits scene, Garou finally faints from exhaustion and Phoenix Man plans to take him to Orochi. That was today's content. We hope you enjoyed it. Remember to share the video, leave your like, and stay tuned for the next video. Take care.